What's going on, guys? Welcome back, and today we are going to do a oil change on this 2019 Kawasaki Vulcan S 650. Let's get into it. Alright, so you must be asking, Dave, why do you have this 2019 Kawasaki Vulcan S in your garage? As you can see, there's no road glide to be found. It's at get lowered, doing some stuff on there, so we'll do another video on that. But this bike is my brother-in-law's bike. It's like I said, it's a 2019 Kawasaki Vulcan S 650, a beautiful bike. Now, the reason why I have it in the garage is because, long story short, your priorities change in life, and you know, his priority changed a little bit. The past, I want to say, year to 10 months, he just had a baby boy with his wife. Well, didn't just have, he is about 5-6 months now, so you know, he doesn't really get to ride as much anymore. And I don't blame him, because sometimes, you know, like I said, your priorities change. And, you know, he lives in an apartment and he has nowhere to store it. So he called me up, he asked me if I could just store it in the garage here. And I asked him, well, you know what, if you're going to store it here, do you mind if I wrench on it a little bit? Now, I'm not a certified mechanic or anything like that, but I think I can do basic things. And the basic thing we're doing today is basically just changing the oil of this Vulcan S. The oil probably hasn't been changed in over a year. The bike doesn't have a lot of miles on it, but it does tend to sit for a while, so we need to get that old oil out of there, and we're going to do that for him. Now, these are the things that I bought. Well, I had the oil pan, I had the funnel, and all the tools. Those are my father's. So what I did was I just bought 10W40 motor oil for the bike. That's what it recommends. The reason why I went with K&N stuff is just for the fact that it was on sale, and I know this bike might not be running a lot. I didn't want to go crazy and get good oil and for it just to sit in there, and then eventually you just have to change it again. So that's what we did. And we also got a K&N filter. That was probably more expensive than the actual oil. The oil I picked the oil up from Cycle Gear this morning. I think it was, hold on, I have the receipt. It says right here, $11.99 a quart. So it's not too bad. Everything else was either $12.99 and up, and why spend money on oil if the bike is just going to sit? That's my thinking. Maybe I could be wrong. But anyway. First, what we're going to do is give you a little walk around of the bike. I'll show you what's on it, and then we'll start it up, let it warm up, and then we'll change this oil. Alright, we'll start from the front, wake our way to the back. He didn't do much to this bike. He uses it as a commuter, so that's why it's kind of dirty, and he does leave it out on the street. But he really loves the thing. He likes to commute on this. It's a nice, easy bike. I also did a first ride review, and yeah, check that out somewhere around here. But yeah, this is a 2019 Vulcan S 650. You got this little cafe style shield off of Amazon. Also the floorboards were off Amazon, plus the actual, this piece right here. I remember him buying it and didn't know that he needed this piece. So the floorboards are nice. I adjusted it for him, actually. They were all over the place, so I fixed it for him. Gave a little lean angle to it and everything, so it should be good. It's good now. What else has he done to this? Really nothing else here on top. The only other thing he did was the tail tidy kit. This tail tidy kit was off Amazon also. I remember helping him put this on also. Nice little kit. Has a light here. Uses the stock turn signals, not too bad. So let's turn the ignition on and I'll show you. So he literally only has 3,000 miles on it. 3,162 miles. Like I said, he commutes to work and work isn't far for him, so he loves riding this thing. So I said, you know what, I'll take it from you, I'll keep it here until you get everything situated. Alright, so let's start this bad boy up, warm it up, and we'll do the oil change. Let's give it a listen. Alright, so I let it warm up. Now we're just going to let it sit for a few minutes. Put my gloves on. We'll start this process. Now, the drain plug is a 17mm bolt, and also the K&N filter is a 17mm bolt. That makes my life easier. Also, if you want to know, if you change the oil on one of these, the recommended oil is 10W40. If you change the oil filter with the whole oil change, you need 1.9 liters, and if you don't change the oil filter, it's only 1.6. So on this side you have a little window here that shows the oil level. It doesn't have a dipstick. You put the oil right in here. I'm actually going to loosen this up before I drain the oil so the oil comes out a little easier. And we are just about at the maximum recommended. You kind of want to be in between, but the thing was, last time I remember we did the oil change, it wasn't on the stand like this. It was on its side, and I think I overfilled it. I put the whole 2 liters in there. So today we're not going to do that. Today we're just going to keep it on the wheel chock here and try to just level it out in between. Here's the top fill, and here's where you need to add oil. There's a line right here, if you can see that there. Alright, so the drain plug is right here. I don't know if you guys can see that right there. And it's a 17mm bolt. Make sure it says off on the ratchet. We're just going to crack it open and all right, a little tight on there. All right, so just gonna watch these lines here. I don't want it to. Now you want to also inspect your bolt here. Make sure there's no metal or anything on it. I don't know if these are magnetic like the ones in Harley ones. It is holding on the side like this, so I'm not sure. But anyway, it looks good. I actually have a new washer. I bought like a whole pack of washers on Cycle Gear. It's like trackside washers. It's nice. It's like, I don't know, $7. You get a whole box of 10. So I'm gonna use the new one just like that. Let this drain out, and then we'll go on to the filter. Alright, now we're going to take off the oil filter here. Now the oil filter shouldn't be tight. Yep, comes right off. So we're going to take this off. This is also a K&L air filter. Probably didn't have to change this, but at the end of the day, this bike sits a lot. Might as well. You're down here already. What's the harm in changing the filter? Maybe the harm is your wallet, but at the end of the day, it really doesn't matter. All right. So I took off the old oil filter. It's sitting on the side here. I got the brand new one here. So what we're actually going to do is just inspect where the oil filter is. It is still dripping a little bit, but you want to clean around it a little bit. Make sure it doesn't look damaged or anything like that. It looks good. So I got my oil filter here now. I'm actually going to add a little bit of oil. Lubricate the ring. Add a touch more. We're going to take this. We're going to screw it back on. Now when you tighten this, you want to hand tighten this. You should get it hand tightened. Once you feel it's hand tightened, you're going to take your wrench and go quarter turn. Let's move this out of the way. Quarter turn. So this is 3 o'clock. Turn 6 o'clock. That's it. That's for the oil filter. Okay, now we're going to move on to the drain plug here. Like I said, put a new washer on it. Same idea here. I'm going to wipe this down. We're going to screw this in hand tight. I'm going to wipe off the excess. So that's hand tight. Now, I am not sure what the torque specs on in here, so we're not going to over tighten this thing. I basically would maybe just do what, like the filter, you want to put it on quarter turn tight. I could look it up. I have a feeling it's like 10 to 15, but I don't really know. So I don't want to go dad tight on this. I just want to make sure it's tight and snug. So let's move this oil pan out of the way. Make sure this is in the on position. I'm going to take it. And same idea. I would just look at it. We're at about 5 o'clock. Just turn it a little, and that's snug. That's not going anywhere. And one more time. Alright. And that's just snug. Nothing too crazy. Make sure it's tight on there. Alright, so now we're going to just add the oil. We're gonna let it sit for a second. And now same thing with your drain plug here. You want to make sure and inspect it. Make sure the gasket is still good. The gasket on here tends to shear sometimes, so you just have to be very careful. Alright. So right now it's saying it's at the top level of the fill here. So like I said, I probably gave it about 1.8, 1.7, just reading off the mLs off the bottle here. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to start the bike up now, make sure nothing's leaking, and if I have to add that last 100 mLs, I'm going to add that last 100 mLs. Alright, so here, alright, right now it doesn't look like anything is leaking from the bolt, from the drain plug, and from, it looks like nothing is leaking right now from the drain plug and from the filter. So we're going to start it up, start it back up. Alright guys, so there you have it. Just did a quick little oil change on the Vulcan S here. It's ready for the streets, and the oil did look kind of black, so I'm glad I did change it. I'll remember the mileage and I'll let him know we did the oil change today. So if he does ride it more, or if he doesn't even ride it and it's just been sitting here all winter, we might have to oil change it again. Like I said, I didn't use the best quality oil out there. I mean, K&N does make filters, so I'm pretty sure they make good motor oil, but it was the cheapest stuff. So, well, there you have it guys. If you like today's video, please hit that like button. It's down below, it's for free. Also, if you do hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. I'm going to be doing more videos on this Kawasaki Vulcan S. I feel like this is one of the best beginner bikes, and I want to showcase this a little bit more. You know, I love the Harley, I love the Honda there, but this, you could always learn on it all day, every day. So if you want that kind of content, make sure you subscribe. And if you do subscribe, please hit that bell notification. Every time I upload something, the good old YouTube will let you know. So let's get on this bike, warm it up, drive around town, and let's see how it feels. I'll see you later. Peace.